What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Travis. This is TW Motorsports, and today, yes, we are working on the C5. And to be quite honest with you guys, I haven't done a ton to this since I lowered it and put the wheels on. You guys probably haven't seen a lot of videos on it, but I've been driving it a lot more. And the main reason, honestly, guys, this has been sitting outside. I'm out of room until the shop gets complete. I now have this drift trike, which at some point I'll show you guys a video. It's actually broken too. But when I bought the ZR1 went in. Obviously, the C5 went out. But I knew that the shop was going to be done eventually. And once I get the shop done, it's going to give me a whole lot more because, at nighttime I'll be able to work and do more things with lighting. But until then, I'm trying to hammer out some small things that I can do easily and in one day, like a day off. So that's what we are doing today. We're going to address the lights. Like I said, it's getting dark sooner, and I've been driving this thing more, and when I come home from work, it's dark. And so, like I said, the headlights suck. And so I have these here from Oxbeam, and we'll talk about all that here in a minute. But first, I want to show you guys kind of what it looks like at night, the way it is with the halogens. And at the end of the video, I'll show you what kind of upgrade it actually does, because I think it's going to be a huge improvement, just like it was on everything else that we've done them on. But let's get started. Let's go check it out at night. So I'm out here in the pitch black. I actually turned the lights off on the house so we could get a good idea of what we're looking at. Now, like I had said, the whole windshield's tinted. We're going to get in the car in just a second, but I wanted to show you guys what we were working with to begin with. So there's the dim. Let's see if we can turn the brights on here. And there's the bright. So it really doesn't do it much justice. The camera doesn't. You'll just have to see from in the car here. It it's pitch black. 35% windshield tint, 5% everywhere else. Makes a pretty bright or a pretty dark car. What I'll also try to do is I'm going to turn down the lights on the interior here so we get a good idea of the headlights. And hopefully you guys are able to see that. So we got brights, dims. Let's get out on the road here. Try to take the same path at around the same time when we hit the headlights. So you can see it's pretty dark in here. You can't see anything out of the side glass. There we got the brights on. I'm banging the mic on the roof of the car here, but then we'll go over here and look, roll down the window. You can see how dark it is. It's dark. And this is with the bright lights on. I honestly don't think the brights are much brighter than the dims, to be real honest with you. They shine out further, but they're definitely not brighter. So let's get back to the house. Let's put the new ones in, and well, I might come back this other way here real quick in the dark so you can see a little more of this. Dims and the brights, back to dim, and I'm telling you, it definitely needs an upgrade here. So the very first thing we need to do is get in the car, and my remote battery is not synced. Another thing that I need to do, guys. But we need to turn the headlights on and get them up. So once you get them up, you can turn it back one notch and they won't be blinding you while you are changing them out. What we are going to do is, now they're up, there are a series of screws that hold this thing in, and we should be able to get to them on the sides here, I think. Yeah, there's one there, and then there's another one here. So looks like that is all that there is. It's all wet right now. I picked a really bad day to do this, but Phillips screwdriver, I'm gonna go ahead and take these two screws out, and then this housing should come loose. So I've got the housing out of the way, and actually guys, there is 3 screws. There's 2 on this side and 1 on the other. I'll show you here. The water was covering it. Like I said, I didn't pick a really good day to do this. So 1, 2, and then a 3rd one on the other side. And now that we've got that loose, we can go ahead and reach back behind and get our bulbs out. So it is going to be kind of cumbersome. I'm going to see if I can. I'm not sure I have enough clearance with the hood down to do this, but we're going to look and see anyway. So once I got both of them off, I actually lifted up the hood, and it gives you access to reach in here and twist these and pull them out. I don't think you could get to them. I mean, I'm sure there's another way you could get to them, but honestly guys, I don't know what would be a better way. So I'm gonna pull this one out, and then we will grab the other one as well. It's a little bit further over, but you can still reach it. Twisting it may be fun. Oh, there's an adjustment rod there. Well, I think I'm gonna have to have both hands here. Let's go to the other side and do it. I wish it would stop misting rain. Not the greatest time to change your headlights. I got the inner out. And the other one out. You can see them both here now. So let's go look at what we've got to replace it with. Oxbeam has really been my choice here lately, guys. They just do a great job. Replacement LEDs is what we've got. And so we have our brights and our dims. Now, I will tell you guys that when you're installing these, it is important to have them facing up and down. So like, this is the way it needs to set in the car. Not like this. It actually needs to set this direction. So I'm gonna pull these out of the box, and then we will clip them in and see if we can get them lit up. I wanted to show you guys, all you have to do is undo this clip. I'm gonna try to do it with one hand and pull the bulb out. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do it with one hand. Oh, I'm really close. There we go. So this is your inside bulb, which should be your bright, and that is a 9005. So 9005 and 9006, very similar to all other GM products, but generally this guy here won't allow the wrong bulb to go in. But just replace the 9005 with the new 9005 and the new 9006 with the old 9006, and you should be good. But I'm gonna go ahead and plug the new one in and put it in place. One other thing is, obviously your new bulb has a little bit more to it. You just need to make sure that these wires aren't interfering with anything, and they shouldn't be. Should be pretty easy, and they did put a tag on it for 9005, which makes life a little bit simpler on you as well. These do not have the plugs in the center that keep you from plugging them into the wrong spot, so you need to make sure that the 9005 goes in place of the 9005. So let's talk about the issues that I'm having. So I can't get the bulb to seat where I want it, and one of the main reasons, I'll show you here in a second, but I did go ahead and take, there's a 10mm right here that I took out this little bracket here. So hopefully you guys can see that 10mm, it's this guy here. And the reason I'm having an issue, I don't even know if I have a light that has it. Oh, okay, here it has it. These guys, if you turn them a certain way, this guy will turn as well. So you can reposition them. Well, what that does is when you get it in and turn it the wrong way, it comes loose and gets stuck in the headlight. So let me see if I can get this loose, and I'll show you. There. So this guy here, see how it comes off? So what's happening is this is getting lodged in the headlight housing, and when I go to spin it without seeing what's going on, it's moving around. So that's kind of a problem. And but I want the lights to point the direction I want them to point. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the upper cover off, which I really didn't want to do because I'll have to realign it. I'm going to try to keep it as close to possible, but I'm just using a, what is this, a T15, and there's one here on the side, and then there's two on the back, and then there should be one here on this side. So I'm going to take all those out, lift that off, and then maybe I could actually pull the whole housing out, but we're going to see. So that's my first step. Now you can see I have that out of the way, and honestly guys, I'm not going to clean the side of that because that'll help me with alignment. And it's not hard to adjust, you just have to loosen these and move it either up or down. But you can see there are two more 10 millimeters here and right above that. I'm going to go ahead and take those out, and then the housing itself should be separated, and we can hopefully we can put the bulbs in that way. I know this is a little more in depth than I wanted to get, but I want to do it right, and this is the only way I could do it right, to be honest with you. So after taking those 10 millimeters out, you can see now we have access. You can also see that plastic piece that's stuck in there like I was talking about. But ultimately, you can see the way this one's faced, and I was able to get it in fine. But I just want to have it perfect. And so this is the only way for me to get it perfect, so that was what I had to do. I'm going to go ahead and put the lights in now, and then we'll put it all back together, and hopefully you guys won't have this same issue. But that is you know, the price you pay when these bulbs. Now the cool thing about it is I understand why they're like this, because you do want to get them straight up and down, and that gives you that additional adjustability. But it does make it a little more cumbersome when you can't just get in and get to the light as easy. Like on all my trucks, you know, you can put them in and then put the housing in, but on these obviously it's a little more in depth and a little harder to get the housing out. So I will tell you guys what an undertaking this has been. You can see that I've got the brights on. Let's hit the dims. And they're both on as well. And we'll take you out and drive here in just a minute, but once it gets completely dark. But golly, guys, taking this out was absolutely a feat. I'm gonna turn them just that back. Let's see here. Oh, I was going to tell you, so I pretty much showed you guys what I did on the other side, or told you. There are two 10 millimeters here, and there's one right above it. That's what I took out, and I did that on both sides. There's just one on this side, and to get to this one, you have to reach back behind and use a small 10 millimeter. I was able to get the bottom one here with the ratcheting wrench, but the top one, there is a hole behind it, so you can reach in there and get it, but I did drop it several times. The good thing is there's nothing down there to catch on. But the bad news is, because I had to take the shield off, or the top, I'm probably going to have some alignment to do, which isn't a big deal. They do have some movement in them, so don't worry too much about that. We'll line that out on another day. But oh my gosh, what a chore to get these things in. But anyway, I'm going to put this back on, and then we're going to go out and test them, and we'll talk about, well, you guys will basically get to see the differences. There is one other thing I want to show you guys when I put the plate that goes in the front here back on, and because there's a little clip that holds it. So what I was going to tell you about putting these back on are that there are little clips here at the top that slide into that lid. You can see that right there. And so you need to make sure that those are in place while you're pushing this in, otherwise they're not going to want to stay. The other thing is, if you do have to do any adjustments, you need to do that before you put this plate back in place. So I'm probably going to leave the plate out. The battery's actually dead, and so like I said, I have a pretty weak battery, and I kind of knew that. I've got my battery tender hooked up to it now, but until these go down, I can't get the alignment right, which I'm sure I'm going to have to mess with a little bit. I tried to get it as close as possible. Like I said, I didn't clean these areas where these bolts ran down, but there is still a little movement. So I don't want to put this plate back in until I get that lined out. But the next thing you guys will see is we'll take it out and test it. So we're out here, and you can hear it running. I killed the battery, so we got it charged up at least, but let's take a look. Woo! What a huge difference. So I know you guys really aren't going to be able to see much as far as this is concerned. I'm sure this looks a lot brighter, but we're going to run down the road and see what kind of difference we make. You know, like I said at the beginning of the video, 35% windshield tint all the way across the front. And so, you know, it's really dark at night. And I didn't get a chance to adjust the lids just because, like I said, my battery's dead. or was dead, and when the battery's dead, the lids won't flip back down. So we're gonna take it up the road. We'll show the brights and the dims, and I know from the beginning of this video we've changed vehicles, so I'm sure somebody will point that out. Yes, that's my wife's Audi right there. If you didn't catch the last video, go back and check it out. But we did recently trade. I started this video a couple days back, but let's see if I can squeeze in this thing. We'll try to dim all the interior lights like we did before. At least get them down as low as we can. So here we have dim, brights. What a huge difference. Like I said before, guys, this is something that everybody should do to their car. I don't think there's any better mod to a car than good headlights. And hopefully we won't meet a car. It looked like there was one coming. Because I want to give you guys the same that we got before. And I probably need to aim these. They look pretty good. So back brights. And then dim. Oh my gosh, what a huge difference. I'll roll this side window down like I did before. You guys can see how dark it is again. Definitely worth the money, guys. Now, like I said before, I don't love the fitment. But, you know, it just took a little more to get them installed than it did before. Or on other projects I've done. Gosh, this is going to be so much better at night when I'm driving home. What a difference. So bright, dim. We'll walk around the outside of it one more time when I get it back here in the driveway. Show you guys one more time. So brights, you can see it's starting to rain. Woo! So much better. We'll go back to dim here. Drastic improvement. So now that we've done that, maybe I need to update like our side markers with some LEDs. Definitely need to do the license plate lights because that looks terrible. You can see how dingy and yellow that looks, but we'll go back in the garage and we'll finish this up. And we made it just in time. I don't know if you guys can hear the rain hitting all these cars. This is what I'm talking about, guys. I've had a ton of trouble here lately. We didn't have rain for like 30 days, and now it wants to rain every day. And when you're working outside, obviously that's an issue. Now I have, like I said, been working on the green truck quite a bit, but I'm trying to roll all that into one video so it's not just me doing one thing and that being a video. So it was a little bit cumbersome, and I will tell you guys that when I couldn't get it all done that first day when I was actually taking the bulbs out, when I got the first housing out. And so I decided to try to put the factory bulbs back in on the passenger side just to keep the water out so no water got in the housing. And I had trouble putting those in. So I'm not blaming the company as far as the lights go. I absolutely love the lights, and I've used them in just about everything. Oxbeam is a great company. But it just makes it a little more cumbersome because there's two pieces. That ring comes off, and so if you turn it the wrong way, the ring will come loose, and then it's stuck in the housing, and it just makes things a little more complicated. So I really think that the easiest way is, if they don't go in the first time, is to take the housing out just like I did. And I still have some adjustment to do on the actual lid. Not a ton of adjustment. It just looks like the back needs to go down a little bit on one side. So actually one side lined up really well. But Guys, let me know in the comments if you like this. I absolutely love this car. It's one of my favorites. Like I said, I think this is the single best mod you can do to any car, or headlights, LED headlights. And like always, guys, I will list what I use in the description down below, so go check that out. If you have a Corvette, they're actually the exact same bulbs that fit my Tahoe. Well, not this Tahoe, but like the older Tahoes and the Silverado or the Sierra, like I'm standing beside here. But while you're down there checking that out, guys, make sure you comment. Also, hit the subscribe button, ring that bell icon that notifies you every single time we drop a new video, and stay tuned to see what we work on next.